All right, and somewhere along the same vein, we have comments made by Will.i.am, who is an investor and a seer into the future in his own right.
Ah.
So Will.i.am believes that um, the existential threat of artificial intelligence is something that true creators should not be concerned with, because if you're a true creative, you have nothing to fear when it comes to AI. Embrace it, because AI cannot replace true creatives. So this
Mm.
says Will.i.am believes true creatives who are not chasing the algorithm will fare well with the rise of artificial intelligence. Will.i.am believes creators will continue to stand the test of times in the midst of artificial intelligence. The rapper and singer songwriter has been ahead of the curve of technology for quite some time. As Afrotech previously reported, he was an early investor in Beats Electronics and even incorporated their technology in the Black Eyed Peas Boom Boom Pow music video 15 years ago. He reportedly made a fortune from the investment when Apple acquired Beats Electronics and Beats Music for an amount nearing $3 billion. Will.i.am's interests in technology have only widened since then. He invested in machine learning startup Inflection AI, and through a private investment group, he has invested in additional companies empowered by AI, such as Udio, Anthropic, OpenAI, which I've heard of OpenAI, and Runaway. He is also leading change through his own company, FYI, which stands for Focus Your Ideas. As Afrotech previously reported, it is an AI driven collaboration platform created alongside Sunil Reddy, who also serves as CTO. It caters to the creator economy and is empowering them further by helping them streamline storyboarding, messaging, and video calls to high quality file sharing and scheduling. Its website listed. Beyond its conventions, he believes the platform is necessary as a result of the lack of representation in the space as it pertains to launching communication tools. It's very rare that, especially in the AI space now, that people that come from the projects or from communities that reflect those types of conditions of living, we don't build communication tools. And to let folks in the community know that, yo, we should be competing in this space. For every Amazon, there should be our version of that. For every WhatsApp, there should be our version of that. So what we're trying to do is, inspire, mentor, and connect creative to strategy, connect creative to organization, to knowledge, connect creative to materialization with our tools and intent, and all the while keep everybody's data and assets safe with our elliptical curve cryptography methodologies.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Will.i.am also hopes AI will spark a creative bug among other artists. He believes AI has the power to help them formalize their ideas quicker, but he does not think that the technology could be a threat to those who are but he does not think that the technology could be a threat to those who are chasing the algorithm. Get your skills up, play, dance, sing. And I can't say right now we're being pushed creatively because we're chasing algorithms. Where humans are, the creative industry is mimicking algorithmic recipes for attention, he said. And what used to be 5 minutes is now 15 seconds of hyper duplication. We have awesome ass effing musicians and shit doing wild ass shit in the 70s and 60s and 50s. That's true innovation, true imagination expressed, true expression. So if you're going to chase algorithms, AI is going to do a better job understanding the algorithm. From his viewpoint, the true creatives, hyper creatives, ideators, I'm not sure I've heard that word,
Mm.
dreamers, innovators, and imagineers will be in good standing in the rise of AI. They're going to be all right because they're going to see this as a way to materialize ideas quicker and, more importantly, the ability to be a part of the design of tomorrow. So, yeah, that key sentence up there. Um, where is it? True imagination expressed, true expression. So, if you're going to chase algorithms, AI is going to do a better job of understanding the algorithm. So here's a brief clip of his appearance at InvestFest, or I believe
Invest.
this is InvestFest. Yeah, this is InvestFest.
I
Yeah.
would encourage parents.
aunties, uncles, if you got 9-year-old kids, encourage them to take an interest in robotics. They like Roblox anyway, like they like the iPad anyway. Like encourage them, like, yo, you could create software for this shit. Like you can create companies. You could grow up to like, we got to push our youth to want to compete. What's wrong with trying to compete with Google? There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with trying to compete with WhatsApp and Facebook. The worst is going to happen is you're going to come close. And coming close to trillion-dollar companies is pretty fucking awesome if you ask me.
Earners, get more business, culture, investing, and entertainment tips by listening to.
Damn. All right, there you go. So, what do you make of Will.i.am's comments about creatives chasing the algorithm and how, as long as you're not chasing the algorithm, you are not going to be phased by AI?
Yeah, I mean that makes a lot of sense. Never quite heard it in those terms, but more or less it was a floating thought in my brain, and I agree. I concur with that. I think the way that I looked at it was that AI, the only thing it can do is mimic. It doesn't create; it mimics. So if there is a pool of stuff out there, it can grab all of that stuff from the pool and then make its own, but it can't create its own. And even if it is creating something that somebody else didn't create, it still had to pull from a pool of things that were already created. So it's still at that point not really a creator. So the way I always looked at it is that it was a sauce replicator. And one thing about humans, humans that have sauce, you can't mimic that. So I always consider myself somebody that has its own sauce. Not to be confused with Santana, but but I got my own juice over here, man. And even if you duplicate my recipe, what I did in order to generate that formula, I can do that again. And you can't duplicate that sauce. So that's pretty much what he's getting at, in the sense that if you are a true creative, just make stuff that's creative, still be in your bag, and AI will have to follow. But from there, you still have the intellectual property, the whatever, that's going to keep you safe in this day and age of mimicking and duplication. And especially when it comes to that algorithm, yeah, you're not going to out algorithm a machine. You're just not going to be able to do that. So that's the part about this that I did think about as in the deep recesses of my brain, but I didn't you know put it in the forefront like that. But that's a good way of putting it. That nah, man, you can't try to algorithm a robot. You mean that's now you're playing the robots game. So, but one thing the robot can't do is play you on your home field. And so, if you are a true creative, a true musician, a true artist, a true creator, then yeah, they would have to get on your page at one point. But so basically, in a nutshell, the robots will always be playing catch up to you. So if you have an idea, if you got something popping, if you dig deep enough within yourself, you could still have yourself uh, a nice future. But you have to, not be like the robots. And so, yeah, man. So there's a lot of bots out here, um, and that was before AI. You know what I'm saying? There was a lot of people stealing people's flows, stealing people's art designs. Way before AI was a thing. And so, even in those days, you would hear about the person that stole somebody else's flow before you even heard of the real person that created it. And so the same thing will still be happening right now with all these algorithms and AIs. But if you are that true creative, you should not be worried because they have to get on your page at some point. So, but to tap into the Jalen Brown situation with this is once you come up with that idea, though, you're gonna have to, you know what I'm saying, trademark it, do whatever it is. So, you know, whenever it is getting duplicated or what have you, you can get the residual income off of that. So don't just create it and leave it to the internet to steal it. Because one thing that these AIs are hella good at is scraping the internet. And if you just leave it out there for free, they will eat it up and then take it before you do. So, what are your thoughts, man, on Sir Will.i.am dropping some tech bombs on us, telling us that, yeah, man, that if you're a true creative, you don't need to fear AI. Do you agree, sir?
Yeah, it was. I got tripped up reading all of that.
Boy.
Yeah, I agree with him. In other words, the cream always rises to the crop. I remember when the whole Hollywood writers and actors strike was going on. One of the biggest, one of the biggest aspects of that negotiation process was how to adequately address AI to protect people who are the creatives. And you've lamented the state of art and entertainment these days is just being progressively worse than it used to be.
Boy.
Movies are worse than they used to be. Music is worse than they used to be. Movie scripts are worse. That's why there's so many remakes and rehashes. Originality and creativity seems to be almost completely dried up. Where are the original scripts? Where are the original ideas? Where are the original concepts? I think that ongoing conversation with those people when they were striking, trying to figure out the best way to address AI to protect these people, had to do with the fact that a lot of what they do is threatened by AI because it's not that good.
Yeah, yeah.
So just thinking about movies for a second. I don't care how advanced AI gets, AI technology cannot write another Godfather script. I don't think AI can write Goodfellas. I don't think AI could write, what are some other classics? I don't think AI could write the script to Inception. I don't think AI could write Star Wars. Like, I don't think AI can do that. But AI could probably write the script for Catwoman.
Yeah.
And AI can probably write the script for Pixels or any of these other bad Adam Sandler movies that
AI
have come
probably
out.
did right.
Any of these other bad Adam Sandler movies that have come out within the last 10 to 15 years. AI can probably write that stuff. I'm not trying to single out Adam Sandler, but those movies aren't good. I'm sorry. Those movies are not good, people. Catwoman, Mortal Kombat, Annihilation. Think of any of these bad movies that have come out. AI can probably write that. AI could probably write that. And I agree with you when you talk about the deterioration of art overall, specifically when it comes to entertainment. Where is the originality? They were playing around. They were playing around with the idea of making 007 a woman. Why? You don't have enough talented people in Hollywood who can create original script for a female secret agent who kicks ass. You got to make her double. You got to make a woman 007. That's ridiculous. But when you are dealing with a bereftness of originality and true creativity and true talent, all you're going to get is rehashes and remakes and copycats and BS. Yep. And when that becomes the normality, then AI does pose a threat to what you're doing. So at that point, go ahead and do whatever you got to do. Mobilize and figure out a way to protect yourself against it, because this existential crisis is a direct threat to you because you're being exposed for your overall lack of talent. Especially when you juxtapose it to previous eras and generations when there was no technology or AI, people was just writing fly shit all day, every day.
Yep.
So he's absolutely correct. If you got the sauce, if you are able to write good stuff, AI poses no threat to you. All it can do is serve as a tool to help you do what you do maybe more efficiently. Maybe you can do what you do faster or do what you do in a more collaborative effort where you can fine tune some of the rough edges, but you can never be replaced if what you're doing has a soul and you're actually creating things that stand for something, and it
Mhm.
isn't just a rehash or a remake or a guy wearing a dress.
Hey, man.
So he's completely 100% right. You know, AI is a problem for, I believe AI's true purpose is to replace humans in the workforce.
Yes,
That's
yes,
what I think AI's true purpose is to
yes,
get rid of as many workers as possible so that those at the top can retain as much of the revenue as possible. That
yes.
is AI's true purpose. But if you correlate that with the arts conversation, it pretty much is the same. You can replace workers because what do? Mundanely do something that is completely replicatable.
Mhm.
Just like a lot of these writers out here who create these movies and write these movie scripts that are largely mundane and completely replicatable.
Mm-mm-mm.
So AI gets rid of them just like it gets rid of the cashier at Walmart or
Yep,
Publix.
yep.
It gets rid of them just like it's the same dynamic. So yeah, if you're doing something that has true value and you're writing something that can't be replicated, AI can only help you in your pursuit of that creation. It will not replace you because AI can't replace true creation. I agree
Correct.
with him 100%.
Correct, man. And uh, and to bring to touch on your point about movies and stuff. I mean, if anybody watch anything on Amazon Prime or Netflix, Netflix especially, I mean, you can't tell me all those scripts aren't AI. I think half of those actors are AI. I mean, that stuff is just it's the same rinse and repeat garbage. So yeah, of course that can be replaced. And yeah, man, I agree with you. That's a good way of putting it, man. Hollywood, because I think a lot of people witness that. A lot of people watch content, movies and stuff like that, and there is a hunger, a thirst for creativity in that department. When what's that? Jordan Peele, when he made Get Out, it damn near set the world on fire. But I saw bits and pieces of it. I wasn't blown away, but it was different. And that's what the market needed. It was something that was different, written different, directed different, and it shook up a lot of stuff. And then you saw the mimickers come out and trying to mimic and duplicate. And that's pretty much the name of the game. So if you have your own secret blend barbecue sauce that you've been working on, trust, man, the world needs it and they want it. And but like I said, man, you got to have your ducks in a row out here right now, because again, the internet is, if you put it on the internet, it's most likely gone. So you're gonna have to have your stuff lined up. It's kind of like back in the day, man, um, with patents. A lot of inventors out there that are credited for having hundreds of inventions and stuff, they were just stealing other people's ideas and getting it patent first. And those creators that were creating those things, you never know their names, but the patenter's name, and he gets credit, and he's the one written in history books and all of this other stuff. So it's pretty much the same thing, man, when it comes to if there is something out there that you're working on or creating or building. Keep it close to the vest, man, and make sure your documentation is correct. Because if it gets stolen, and you've been working on this, secret blend barbecue sauce for the last 5-6 years, and you shelved it for a little bit. Next thing you know, you see somebody out there with the same recipe. You can only say like, hey, man, you know how much it took me to make this? And it's like, hey, man, when you getting all this stuff lined up, make sure you take care of your paperwork. Because, I don't trust this AI out here. I don't trust all of these. Hey, would you like for me to view all the stuff in your phone? Hey, will you accept these cookies? Hey, man, you know what I'm saying? Click yes. Do you acknowledge to this? I don't know what people are signing up for nowadays. You know what I'm saying? And hell, man, people are complaining about, the 2K people, for instance. Hey man, I've been spending all this money, you know, building this player, and it's gone. Or I put all my stuff on this platform, and they took they just took it off the platform. And it's like, look, and they're mad with the platform. And it's like, you signed a terms and agreement when you signed up, and you just hit acknowledge. You skipped all of that. So just be mindful if you do have something out there. This would be my warning to the creators, is that if you do have something out there and you decide to use AI and upload it to OpenAI has it now. So be mindful with this new game that's going on out here with these AI generated things or whatever. Just get your ideas out there and get them patented or whatever you need to do, trademark, copywritten, what have you, man. Because I don't personally trust all of this stuff floating around out here, because you never know. And, there might be some lawsuit later on in the future where somebody's trying to sue whatever one of these AI companies because they stole their intellectual property. But they said, well, you built your whole thing using our platform. Right. So technically we own it. So, Will.i.am, he's talking through one side. But I would also say that, make sure you take care of your property. And if you've been building that barbecue sauce for the last 5-10 years, make sure you keep it close to the vest until you have it legally protected. But other than that, man, yeah, break the internet with whatever you got going on, man. The world needs it, because right now, as you mentioned, bro, there is a dearth in creativity out there right now.
Yeah, it's rough. Collateral, Heat. I'm trying to remember some of my favorite movies off the top of my head. Collateral, Heat, Pulp Fiction. Like, there's no AI technology that's going to write any of those movies. No. So from that standpoint, a person like Quentin Tarantino is protected from AI because no one can duplicate what he does.
Correct.
Which is why it takes him like 10 years to do a movie, because you can't just churn. True creativity takes time to incubate. You don't just churn that stuff out like hotcakes at IHOP. But a lot of these bad movies, they come out every year. They're coming out like they're being wheeled out on an assembly line.
Yes.
So AI is a threat to that. AI is a threat to easily digestible, non-creative, cutting room floor, simple stuff. That's what it's a threat to in every industry, whether it's, I don't care if it's movies, music, retail. If what you do truly can be done by a robot, it will be at some point. So I hear what he is saying, and I don't know. I co-sign that. I co-sign that.
Yeah. Hey, so let us know down in the comment section, guys. Do you agree with Will.i.am? Do you feel as though that true creatives don't need to fear AI, or do you feel AI is actually doomsday, and and then true creatives will never have a space? I tend to agree and think that creatives do have a space, but let us know down in the comment section. We'd love to hear your thoughts. Before
Terminator 1 and Terminator 2.
Yeah,
ain't
man.
Nobody write. Ain't no AI writing no scripts, man.
Nah.
Shouts out to Will.i.am.
Yeah, screw.